race war. And obviously, I mean, clearly I'm black, and the black people would accept me as one of their own, and I would go on the black side. Now, if there were like a gay versus straight war, I'm not necessarily screaming lesbian, so I like to always make sure I have on at least one article of clothing or some kind of trinket to make it clear what side I'm on, basically. Actually, it's one of the bylaws of the Gay Society. You guys know about this, right? I mean, clearly there's a gay society to promote a gay agenda, duh. And what a lot of people don't know is that, and this is a little known fact, and you're welcome in advance, a lot of people don't know that the Gay Society has a lot in common with Scientology. I don't know if you guys saw like the recent documentary about that, but like gay people, obviously in the Gay Society, you have to pay money, and the more you can pay, just like Scientology, the more you pay, the higher you go up in the ranks, and then you can go clear when you pay, like I think it's like $100,000. Well, Gay Society is similar. Obviously, I haven't put in a lot of money, but if I were able to, I would be able to ascend to the ranks of going queer. So there's like a lot of similarities. But the coolest thing about being gay for me has been other people's reactions. And I just want to warn you, I'm going to make some sweeping generalizations about like different groups of people, just because it's fun to do and no one can get hurt by that, right? So like, me being gay for like young white people is totally awesome. Because in this time they're like anti-Monsanto, anti-GMOs, make sure you get your dogs from a shelter, not from a kill puppy mill, and like they're all excited about the fact that I'm just black and a woman. Like I'm so welcome there. And then the dreads, they're like, they think I'm more down for the cause than I probably am. So like, by the time you add in the fact that I'm gay, they like literally can't even. Whereas, in my experience, older black people, total polar opposite reaction. Like, they do this thing, like if I walk into a room and there's an older black person in there who knows that I'm gay, they kind of do this thing where like they look away, no, don't give me any eye contact, and like kind of freeze, like maybe they can like blend in. Basically they treat me like I'm some kind of wild animal that's gonna spray gay venom on them. So, and you know, I actually had like an older black guy come up to me after the show, and he's like, hey, that was like really funny what you said about your friend. And it's like, so basically what's happened is like, I think my gayness is so like threatening to some people that it just reduces them to like childish gestures and like eye movements. Like, have you ever seen people like, so I heard Joey was, right? Or hey, you know, I heard that was her friend. So anyway, me and my friend actually ended up getting married earlier this year, or gay married is actually the legit name. It says that on our gay marriage license. So, my wife is actually Jamaican, and she, right after we got gay married, she quit her job and went back to school, which is weird timing. But she went back to school for nursing. She's also taking care of a friend's kids part-time when she's not in class. So basically, my Jamaican wife is going to school for nursing and does nannying on the side. So she couldn't be more stereotypical unless like she was listening to Bob Marley and smoking ganja, basically. And the cool thing, you know, I know a lot of people are like, did she marry you so that she could get her papers and be, you know, a citizen? And excuse me, that's offensive, first of all. And secondly, she married me so she could be a beneficiary and have my health insurance. Now who looks stupid? Exactly. But listen, the health insurance card is like, she's putting miles on that thing. Like, when I tell you she's a hypochondriac, I mean, it's so ridiculous. She has so many fake illnesses that like I now have a fake illness. It's called hypochondriac fatigue syndrome. So basically what happens is, when she tells me she doesn't feel well, like I automatically do one of these before I even ask her what's wrong. And she's like, just jumps to the worst case scenario. Like she coughs and thinks she has tuberculosis. We actually got a flyer in the mail today that said, hey, you know, when you turn 40 this year, it's time to get a mammogram. And she's like already online looking for cancer treatment centers. She's really crazy with that. But like I go to, I like going to the doctor, not as much as she does. But what's weird always for me is that the doctor always seems surprised that like I'll get blood work done and like I don't have like crazy numbers, and he's like, well, your cholesterol limits are within normal, like that's good. Like I'm like, you know, I can see your face. You know that I can understand and you're looking right at me. And today actually I had a friend of mine and I wasn't feeling good and I was like, hey, can you bring me some juice? And he like rushes in with Gatorade and he's like, are you having like a diabetic episode? And I'm like, you know, just because I'm black and chubby doesn't mean I have diabetes. Yeah. All right, guys, that's my time. Thanks so much.
Right now. Give it up for Shana Manuel one more time, everybody.